Hello and welcome to Studyinslovakia. Today we have a great news. Slovakia is even more open to the world and it's looking for highly skilled migrants. For this we have with us Madam Basha, who is an expert about immigration law and an immigration lawyer. Thank you, Madam, for joining in the video today. And today we'll be discussing more details about this new type of visa where people who are highly skilled or highly educated can come in Slovakia, apply for a visa and look for a job. So Madam, first of all, let's start off with about your expertise in the field of immigration.
Oh, actually, so as you mentioned, I'm a human rights and immigration lawyer, but I've been working in the field for last 17 years, and I've been working for international organization, NGO, and I'm working for attorney law office, and we're dealing with all kinds of immigrants in Slovakia, be it migrants for different reasons or refugees who come to seek asylum in Slovakia. So all people who are coming to Slovakia and all types of situations that they may get into.
Okay, that's great to hear. So, Madam will take us through the process, the criterias and everything. So the video is going to be all about this new law that Slovakia has recently passed. So firstly, Madam, what is like the law in details, and what is the goal that Slovakia wants to achieve with this?
This new legislation that you're mentioning is a governmental decree or regulation which stipulates what is in the governmental interest for the year 2022. And what the government concluded in December was that they want to pass this test legislation to see how they are able to attract highly qualified third country nationals. So in 2022, with validity as of 1st April, they're going to open up for granting of national visa for people who are coming as graduates of universities. The goal is basically to compensate the loss on the labor market of highly qualified people who are leaving to other countries. Slovakia wants to attract talent from abroad, from third countries who could be coming here. Basically, what is the basis is that at the moment there is 0.5% of people on the labor market are highly qualified third country nationals. Slovakia is interested in achieving that this will increase up to 1%, which will be 12,500 people in next few years. So they want to achieve 25,000 highly qualified workers on the Slovak labor market by 2026, who will be coming from third countries.
That's great, actually.
Of course, what is very interesting for you guys is that if you are willing or thinking about coming to Slovakia and you are highly qualified, this opens up easier process for people to access the territory with the national visa, to travel directly to Slovakia, to stay here, and immediately start working. So the employment is basically with no test of the labor market.
Okay.
So these people, if they're coming, they immediately, Slovak employer can employ them and they can start working.
Start working directly. That's great, actually. And what about what are the criterias for this type of visa, like university degree or what type of education? What are the criterias basically?
So the law opens up for 3 categories of people, and yes, the basic criteria is graduation from at least 2nd degree of university studies.
Which is masters.
Which is master studies, yes,
Okay.
or engineering, depending on, like for Slovakia it would be magister and engineer, and in other countries it's masters, or also it could be different, but bachelor degree is not enough. However, these 3 categories are people who are graduates of universities in Slovakia or in Czech Republic.
Okay. So that's the first
That's the first category. People, if they graduated from Slovak university or any university in Czech Republic, this is the only criterion. If you fulfill this, you can apply for the national visa.
Okay.
Second category is people who are graduates of the best universities in the world.
Okay.
Actually, the law lists in its annex to the law 500, there is annex of all the universities that they consider 500 top world universities, but this is according to different rankings that exist in the world. This is the Times ranking, Shanghai ranking, or this Quadrelli Simmons ranking. And the government listed these universities as the graduates of them we are interested in. So those people are definitely welcome, just provided that they have diploma of the university there and they studied in the program there at least 3 years. And the third category are people who are graduates of second or third degree of university in anywhere in the world. But the second condition will be that they are seeking job and they will be employed in Slovakia with the employer in highly qualified occupation or position which brings high added value for the Slovak economy.
Okay.
And this is a second annex to the governmental decree, which lists 46 different professions in 5 categories. Those are highly qualified managers, people who work in IT business, healthcare. Then there are people who are researchers and scientists. And the last one is technical specialists, other technical specialists. So if you're interested in seeing whether you would fall within this category, I think we can add the link.
Yeah, we will add it in the description. So all the links, like, you know, with the rankings or with the like information about the law, and also this full information will be added in the description, so you can check your profile with this, and also contact Madam Basha anytime you want. So her contact and email will be provided, so any questions you have, feel free to reach out to her. Madam, what about the process? Like, can you take us through the process, how we apply through this visa and how it works exactly, and how do I come and start directly working, or do I need to apply for a residence permit? How does it work exactly?
Yeah, as I mentioned, the process is easier because you don't need any guaranteed job to apply for this national visa. You can apply for this national visa provided that you are a graduate of respective universities. That's the most important thing, is to have this diploma or a proof of successful completion of the university studies or the program, and that's the most important thing. You can apply either abroad at the Slovak embassy, or you can also apply in Slovakia provided that you're lawfully residing or lawfully staying. Basically, for example, for visa-free foreigners, that's the easiest thing when they arrive here, and they can immediately go to the immigration police and apply there. What you need for the application is, as a usual thing, photographs, valid travel document, passport, and the most important thing is the diploma or the
degree,
the certification from the university. Then you only need to have a proof of the health insurance, and there are no other requirements. You just pay the administrative fee, which is 35 euros. And this is it.
That's all.
Yes, the time frame for the government to make decision is 30 days from when you submit the full thing. Of course, they can request maybe additional information that they would need, or they could even invite person for the interview. But that's not always inevitable. And within 30 days they make decision. So you don't need any guaranteed job. You just come with the national visa for the search of the job. That's for 90 days. So people will have quick access to Slovakia. They come, they have 3 months to search for the employer for the job. And if they get the job, they will just go to the police, announce that they have found a job, either provide a contract with the employer or the promise of the employer to get them employed. And that's it. Then they can start immediately working.
And then they work with a
1 year then.
Work permit.
Yeah, what they will get is a stamp of a visa. This will be stamped into their passport, and with this they can work.
Wow, that's great. So they don't get like a normal residence permit card, how we do get it. It's not the same.
No, but this quickly opens up access to the territory, to the stay, and to the employment. And with this already being in Slovakia, then you can easily transfer it to also a temporary or permanent residence, which then later on will
changes to the residence permit.
To the residence permit card.
Okay, that's great actually, because you know, that is what we were discussing, that this opens up like so much scope for talent to come in Slovakia, because some of the Western European countries had this, and it was only let's say limited to 200 universities. But right now you have like 3 categories: Czech Slovak University, the top 500 universities from different rankings, not only one, and also obviously this entire thing that if you're highly educated and you are coming for one of these professional works, so it opens up like a lot of scope for talent to come in. And madam, now moving to the next part of the video, which is like not exactly if someone finds a job. For example, if someone wants to do a business with this visa, or comes over here, finds some scope, wants to do a startup or something, what about that? Is it valid still for this?
Well, what is important also to still say is that this national visa, they allow you only, it's kind of like a test legislation for the government. It's also a test for the employer, whether they will like you, but
Okay.
it's also a test for you, whether you like the country, whether you like the conditions, whether you like actually the employment in Slovakia. Once you decide that yes, for you this is something that you want to do, then you can change to any kind of residence in Slovakia. For example, temporary residence for purpose of employment.
Okay.
But you're already here, you just submit the necessary documents with your employer and you can stay here. It's the same with the business. You decide to either establish a small business, set up a company, have a trade license. Depending
possible.
on what you find out is the best solution for you, for your future, then you just change for the temporary residence for purpose of business. But you're already here and you can smoothly
Go through the
transfer
process.
to
We
the-
don't have to go back to the embassy and apply
Yeah.
again a fresh visa and those all
Exactly,
things. Yeah,
Exactly.
I understand.
So that's the advantage. And of course, that also what this also opens up is to Blue Card. This is another
Yeah.
institute which exists within the European Union. Of course, now they revise the legislation, and we will need to also adjust our legislation to this revised version of Blue Card, which will be valid as if throughout the EU. And this is again for the highly qualified workers who will be
Firstly-
able to move out throughout the whole European Union market. But at the moment, it was not such a successful story so far of the blue
European
card.
blue card, yeah.
Specifically, I think that the national visa will allow people to come here and get the jobs which are highly qualified, because the requirement at the moment for the blue card is that the people will get a contract where they will have 1.5 times the salary,
Average
the
salary.
national average salary in Slovakia, which was not so easy to show at the moment. But I think that those jobs that they put for the national visa, they carefully selected where they see that people are actually given this type of salary already.
Okay. So shortly, I'll first tell you about the European Blue Card. So Blue Card is basically sort of, let's say, residence card that is given to highly qualified people in European Union. Different countries in European Union have it. It's not exactly like a American green card, let's say, because that lets you stay over there and so on. This is more for your work, and it's if you have like a PhD, or if you have this 1.5 times of the average salary of the country, you can apply for the blue card. You can get, and the best part about getting the blue card is this, that even if you're moving out of the country for several months for work or something, you still can apply for the permanent residence. You know, even if you have a long break, because generally with the general residence cards, it's I think 3 months that you can be out of the country. But if you are like 9 months out of the country, then probably your counts will be cancelled for the permanent residence. But in case of blue card, because you're like highly let's say skilled migrant, so this will stay back and you can apply for still this permanent residence. And madam, like obviously, how does it work with, for example, if someone is coming with a tourist visa over here and wants to change to this type of a residence?
The tourist visa or the national visa for the purpose of seeking employment are about the same value. I think when you're coming with the national visa, again, you're open up with 90 days, but you have to show that you're a tourist, that you have a place to stay, that you have all these kinds
more
of
criteria,
things.
let's
So
say.
there are more criteria that you need to show, exactly what your plan is, where you'll be staying, what your things are. But for this purpose, for purpose of searching employment, is just that you show that you have a diploma, and that's it. That they don't require you to show where you'll be staying.
So that's like, I think, the
etc.,
easiest way.
etc. It's the easiest way. So they want to make it easy for the people who are wanted in Slovakia to come. Well, hopefully we will see how these things get. How it will be implemented in practice. The government wants to, of course, evaluate quarterly how it's going, what the numbers of the people who are coming is, and then they will probably adjust the regulations, so it's better for people to
also
implement.
apply early, because there is
Exactly.
higher chances. I think there is a limited number of visas per year that will be granted, right?
Yeah, I mentioned it early, but yes, it needs to be stressed out. It's 3,000 visas that they want to grant per year, in year 2022. But at the end of the year, they will reevaluate and they will open a new regulation, giving a new plan for 2023.
So it's better to apply as early as you can, because there are only, let's say, 3,000 places and there are a lot of skilled people around the globe, so it's obviously important. But madam, give us some idea about, for example, many people are married or have partner, spouse or something. Is this visa still valid, like if you want to bring a dependent person with you?
Well, that's one of the things that probably they will see that is maybe not the easiest thing, because this governmental degree doesn't make it flexible for people who have partners or family members that they want to bring along. They just concentrate on a single person who is a highly qualified person to come and to test the employment, test whether they want to stay. Once they want to stay, they transfer to the temporary residence for purpose of employment or business, as we mentioned, and then already with the temporary residence they can of course invite their family members to settle here. So only after the temporary residence is granted, then people are allowed to bring the family members, which is, I think, a little bit unfortunate, because for many people it could be a key factor for consideration. But at the moment this is not open. So we hope that the government will soon get this, and maybe in the next year they will open up this more to also including family members.
That's great actually, because hopefully many people will be coming, have kids, or I don't know, but for now you can search a job, you can look for the job, you can apply, you can maybe start doing the job, and then slowly you can work towards bringing your family once you have the residence card and all those things. But for now, hopefully it changes and it becomes more open to the family members as well, because also they might add to the labor market, you know, like the dependent spouse or
Definitely.
Yeah. So madam, any suggestions you want to give, or any ideas you want to share with our viewers that we missed out on?
The only thing that I'm thinking of is that it's also important to mention the long-term residence in Slovakia, or as within all the EU. After 5 years of staying in Slovakia and generating some income, then you can claim the long-term residence, which means permanent residence for indefinite time, basically. And already this national visa, the time that you spent in Slovakia, is calculated already within this 5 years. So I think that's a good advantage to know.
Yeah, obviously, because you know, many times I came as a student, and for me the years were counted half. So actually my 3 years of bachelor's were like 1.5 year, and when you're coming for this work, it's good that it's counted, even the 3 months are counted. So obviously that's important.
Yeah, I think that's a good advantage. Yeah,
yes,
for the students, it's only half of their studies.
Yes. For now, I mean, I started working, so probably for me it started counting full year. But
yeah, definitely.
I mean, even these 3 months for visa, that is counted. That's also really good, because it's not only that a year you have to stay, but even 3 months is counted. That's good. So thank you so much, madam, for all this insight to our viewers. And if you have any questions, please feel free to email to madam and ask any questions, schedule an interview if you have more questions about immigration law in general. And in the next video, we will be coming with family reunion. So if you're already in Slovakia and you're planning to bring your family over here, your parents or your spouse or your kids, how can you do that? What are the laws and regulations? So until that time, feel free and to comment down in the video any suggestions you have, and please like and share with someone who can be helped with this type of law. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Looking forward for the next topic.
Thank you. And do widzenia.
Do widzenia.